Like I said, she is a single mother, the only provider of this little girl that's having to undergo chemotherapy. And to see the expression that that child had is something that it's engraved in my mind. And fairly new at this social work, it was very impactful for me. And it in a way, it made me feel kind of hopeless because it's a law and it seems so much bigger than all of us. And it's just gotten me thinking and wondering, it's not right. It's just not right. And so for this little girl, just having this condition of leukemia and what she's having to go through, and then on top of that, having to worry every day that she might come home from school and her mother is gone, the only provider. And this mother has to take a risk every day to go to work to provide for this little girl, to be able to drive her to get her treatments done. It's really bad. So definitely, a lot of people have been affected by it, and like I said, stories go on forever. But that's one that here recently, it's there, and it's kind of gives me the motivation that we have to do something and make a change somehow. That's my spiel.
Gracias, José. Yeah, sí? Okay. Andrea Caicedo. Andrea's from Colombia.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andrea Caicedo. I was born and raised in Colombia, South America, not the state of Colombia. And I came here when I was 22 years old. I'm 29. I spoke no English at all. But I remember that in my country we didn't have that problem of racism or discrimination. Even when we have immigrants from Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, we don't discriminate against them. So it was new for me to face that discrimination here in the United States. I decided to become a social worker, and I decided that I wanted to do something important for people. And I learned English, and I'm a graduate at Dalton State College graduate in social work. I'm working now in the Department of Family and Children Services in Whitfield County. So I'm working with and for families. And I can tell you that I've been discriminated by my clients. So not all of them, but by some of them because of my accent. As you can tell, I have a strong Latin accent. My black hair, my Latin appearance. So they think that some of them don't understand that I'm working for them. I'm working for their children. And they just don't accept that an immigrant is telling them what to do and how to do it to keep their family. And so it's been hard, but I show them respect, and they have accepted me. So I have personally experienced this law, the HB 87, among the clients we serve as an agency. And not too long ago, we had a case with a family from Guatemala and 5 children, all of them disabled with severe disabilities and a fragile health status. They lost custody not because of abuse or neglect, but because they were not able to take care of the children. They were really good parents, and they completed the case plan. They did everything they were supposed to do to get custody back. They really loved their children. But the juvenile court after this law was implemented, the juvenile court judges have decided that legal status is relevant for parents to gain custody, at least in my county, in Whitfield County. So the judge decided that this family, the parents, even though they completed everything and they did everything they were supposed to do, they lost custody and their parental rights were terminated. They had their last visit 1 month ago. So that, and the adoptive mom is not going to allow an open adoption. So these kids are not going to see their parents never again. They forgot how to speak Spanish. And this is just one of the cases we deal with on a daily basis. So the judges are now not, I don't know, I'm not sure about any other county, but at least in Whitfield County and surrounding counties, they're taking into consideration legal status of the parents, even if they don't have criminal backgrounds or if they do everything they're supposed to do to get their children back. As an agency, we are able to help these families, like in a local picture. We can link them to services, community resources, medical health, even transportation. But the big picture is that there's not much we can do when laws like these are implemented. So this law is definitely dividing families. Thank you.
Gracias, Andrea. Now we have Luis Alvarez. Okay. And he will be our last student speaker. I will say just a couple words after that, and then we'll open it up for discussion.
Good afternoon, everyone, again. My name is Luis Alvarez. I recently graduated from Dalton State as well as a social worker. I can start talking like all my colleagues and classmates here with sad stories. I did youth development, and a kid came 5 o'clock. They were all leaving and said, "My mom's here to pick me up." "I know, sweetie, take your stuff, you're leaving." "No, you don't get it. She didn't went to Mexico. She let her go. She's here to pick me up." What do you say to a kid that tells you that at 5 o'clock, "My mom's here to pick me up"? However, today I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing right now on how the HB 87 is affecting our clients. I'm working with HIV, substance abuse, and mental health right now at an agency called Positive Impact here in Midtown Atlanta. And I was talking to our staff, counselors, people in testing, our licensed clinical social workers, and the rest of the staff about the effect of HB 87. We don't see it directly in our agency because we're not working with immigration, but we're working with Latinos. So a few things that I was telling them was that there's a holistic approach that we need to look at, and that, for example, people's not coming to get tested for HIV. Why? Because they are afraid of getting close to agencies. They're afraid that we're going to say something, that we're going to deport them. And this is going to lead eventually to a public health issue. So what we need to look at is the cycle and the effects of this kind of laws with different areas, like Andrea was saying about child welfare. Mental health, I was telling the therapist, now you need to address those stressors in therapy because they're new. And do not expect them to come here if mom and dad are in jail, because they're not going to come to therapy today. They're not going to tell you anything. They're not going to be able to come because they're afraid of driving, because whoever was picking them up and bringing them to therapy is not going to do it anymore. And in my area specifically, I link clients with substance abuse treatment. They are afraid of getting treatment because they're undocumented. So the first thing I say is, my services are free, and it doesn't matter if you're legal or not. Oh, okay. Last week I was doing an intake, and I was signing confidentiality forms and releases, things that we do all the time, that we just don't even look at them now. We know them already and just sign and date. And the client looked at it for 5 minutes and read it and read it. Thank God it was in Spanish. And he read it and said, "Why do I have to sign this?" He was afraid of me using what he was signing for something else. And I said, "No, sir, this is for you. You're allowing me to talk to this treatment center. That's center of release consent." Oh, okay. So what's happening right now is that it's not that sometimes services are available. We have Spanish-speaking social workers in agencies, but clients are not coming. Clients are afraid of us being an agent of immigration